If you're self-employed and looking to buy a single family or a multi-family home, we've got good news for you. Normally people need a loan, but self-employed people sometimes run into the obstacle of that they don't have 2 years of history and they don't qualify for the traditional way to qualify for that loan. This is Mary Jo and I'm here with Sean Higgins of Cross Country Mortgage, and we've got good news for you. Sean, tell us about self-employed people like us.
Yes, so self-employed people are probably one of the more underserved clients we work with. And the reason is, kind of like you're saying, Mary Jo, is that the way that they structure their income via tax returns, it's not the standard way that most lenders like to see it with a W-2 and pay stub.
We always take a lot of deductions.
Yeah, well, that's the point, right? Self-employed people, the reason that they're allowed those deductions is because they know they're taking a risk to start their own business, which potentially can help hire more employees. So, you know, there's reasons that there's tax benefits for people who are self-employed. Unfortunately, when it comes to the finance side, from a traditional standard underwriting procedures,
it looks like we earn nothing.
Yeah, we're trying to get a tax liability down so we can keep some more money in our pocket. And self-employed people find themselves in that category. So we really have that battle between their CPA and what we do, because we can only use the income for qualifying purposes based on what they pay in taxes. So we have to find ways around that.
And how do you do that?
Well, a couple things we can do when it comes to multifamily type scenarios, that we have loan products where we can just use the income that the property can generate from an investment standpoint. And if that income can cover the debt obligation of the mortgage, we can qualify them for a transaction like that.
Wow, that's really good news. And what about single family?
Single family is the same. It's going to be easier if it's a multi-unit scenario, because then we have a different stream, multiple streams of income instead of just one. But single family stuff can still work. The way we get around it, sometimes they may increase the down payment, to make the mortgage payment less based on the rents they receive from it. But we can try to structure something that works for them.
Terrific. So it's possible the interest rate is a little higher?
Interest rates hurt, don't it? It hurts. The interest rate's going to be higher. It's a higher risk loan to the lender. It's not an insured Fannie, Freddie loan product, but this is kind of the acquisition financing you're using to get the property. So if this is the only means you have initially to get a property that you're in love with and cash flows well, we can use this type of product to purchase the property, and then a couple years down the road, maybe once we've had time to restructure those tax returns, they can qualify for more traditional conventional loan.
And then they can refinance at a lower rate.
Correct.
Terrific.
Correct. Yep.
So when you talk about self-employed, who does that include?
Anybody that doesn't have a pay stub, anybody that's starting, you actually can be self-employed and still have a pay stub if you pay stub yourself through like a K-1 or an S-Corp.
Okay.
But anybody really that is not in that traditional W-2 pay stub arena, which we're both in, right? We're trying to find scenarios that they have access to financing without falling in those categories.
Great. And do they have to show extra income in case, like when you're buying, normally when you buy several duplexes, you have to show that you have substantial reserves?
Well, the cool thing about this program is it really doesn't have anything to do with your personal income. It has everything to do with what the property can generate from an income standpoint. So that is it. You have to prove that you have the assets for the 15, 20, 25% down payment, where 25% is kind of the sweet spot where they like to see.
Sure.
But your personal income, what you do in your business or day to day, has nothing to do with qualifying for the loan.
That's good news. So if you're interested, you call Sean, or if you want more information, you can call me. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe and come again.